You're staring at it again, that glowing rectangle in your hand. You've checked the chat 10 times in the last hour. You've scrolled up to read your last message, wondering if that one word, that one comma, was a mistake that changed everything. You're looking for a sign of life, a typing bubble, a scene receipt, anything to tell you that the silence isn't what you think it is, but the screen stays blank. And that silence, it's the loudest thing in the room. It's heavy, it's suffocating. It makes your chest tight and your mind spin in circles. You're caught in the waiting room of your own life, and you don't even realize you're the one who locked the door. Most men won't admit this, but I've been exactly where you are. I know that gut-wrenching feeling when you realize you care more about a notification than you do about your own dignity. It's a specific kind of pain. It's not the pain of a breakup. It's the pain of being suspended. You're stuck in a loop of maybe. Maybe she's busy. Maybe her phone died. Maybe she's testing me. You tell yourself these lies to protect your ego, but deep down, the truth is clawing at you. You're losing yourself. You're trading your peace for the hope of a reply that might never come. And every minute you spend waiting, you're telling the universe that your time, your energy, and your worth are worth less than her attention. We need to talk about the 72-hour rule. It's not a game. It's not a tactic to get her back. It's a boundary for your soul. In the modern world, nobody is busy for 3 days. We live with our phones attached to our hands. We check them when we wake up, when we eat, and before we sleep. If someone hasn't found 10 seconds in 72 hours to acknowledge your existence, they haven't forgotten. They've made a choice. They've decided that whatever else they're doing is more important than how you feel. And that hurts. It's a brutal realization, but it's also the most liberating truth you will ever hear. Because once you accept that the silence is the message, you can stop waiting for the translation. Stoicism isn't about being a statue. It's not about pretending you don't feel the sting. It's about understanding what belongs to you and what doesn't. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Her silence is an outside event. Your reaction to it is your kingdom. When you spend your day checking your phone, you are handing over the keys to your kingdom to someone who isn't even looking at the gate. You are letting an external void dictate your internal state. That's not being a man. That's being a hostage. The man who understands this doesn't get angry. He doesn't send a desperate check-in text. He doesn't demand an explanation. He simply observes reality. He sees that the seat at his table is being left empty, and he chooses to stop saving the spot. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but what if I just send one more message? What if I clarify? Don't. Every time you reach out into that silence, you are chipping away at your own masculine essence. You are confirming to her and to yourself that you cannot stand on your own 2 feet. You are showing that your stability is a house of cards that collapses the moment she stops blowing in your direction. The 72-hour rule is your kill switch. At the 72nd hour, the maybe dies. The excuses end. You don't need a "we need to talk" conversation. You don't need a formal breakup. The silence has already done the work for you. It has shown you exactly where you stand. And a Stoic doesn't argue with reality. He accepts it. So what do you do now? You return to the forge. You take all that nervous energy, that physical weight in your chest, and you put it into something that actually grows. You go to the gym and you lift until the physical pain drowns out the mental noise. You sit at your desk and you work on that project you've been neglecting because you are too busy staring at a chat window. You call your brothers. You reconnect with the world that exists outside of a 5-inch screen. You reclaim your agency. The moment you stop waiting for the door to open is the moment you realize you're already outside. You're free. You aren't ignoring her back. You're simply moving at a frequency where her silence can no longer reach you. Most men fail this test. They wait for a week, then 2, then they break. They send a long, emotional paragraph or a funny meme just to see if she's still there. And when she replies with a cold, one-word answer, they feel even worse. They've traded their last shred of dignity for a breadcrumb. Don't be that man. Be the man who can walk into the dark and not look back. Be the man who values his own time so much that he doesn't even notice when someone stops wasting it. This isn't about winning a breakup. It's about winning the war for your own mind. It's about becoming unshakable. Imagine yourself a month from now. You're stronger. You're more focused. You accomplish more in 30 days than you did in the last 6 months. You wake up, and the first thing you check isn't a chat app. It's your goals. You build a life that is so full, so vibrant, that a single person's absence is just a footnote, not the headline. That man is waiting for you on the other side of the silence. But to meet him, you have to leave this version of yourself behind. You have to let the maybe die. You have to let the silence be the final word. Your silence isn't a weapon. It's a sanctuary. It's the space where you rebuild. It's the wall you put up to protect your peace while you do the hard work of becoming who you were meant to be. If you're still counting the hours, stop. Put the phone in another room. Go outside. Breathe. The 72 hours are up. The message has been delivered. Now, it's time for you to send yours. Not with a text, not with a post, but with the way you live the rest of your life. Comment, "I am unshakable." If you are closing the door today, your comeback starts the moment you stop waiting. Be stoic.